Hey guys, welcome to another video. So real quick, we'll be talking about why men are always horny. Horny is the word, right? The right pronunciation for it. Why am I not always horny as a Christian? So first things first, disclaimer video, or like the way to correct it. I do not have a problem. Like, it's not like, oh my god, the guy has a problem, like he has an issue, so that's why he does not always want to have sex, or something as bad as that. So I just want to address it that I'm a guy, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and there is certainly nothing wrong with me. So why I'm doing this is to, like, let's talk about like how am I winning this fight, this sexual purity fight. I'm 25, going on 26, November 6th. See that rhyme? So I'm going to be 25. I'm 26. Sorry, I always think I'm 24 still. That how am I addressing the fact of being sexually pure? And how am I winning this fight? How am I still being holy and stuff like that? So real quick, I just want to talk about how sex is to a guy. So because talking from a guy's point of view about sex, you got to understand where you have to understand where I'm coming from, because we are not like girls. Like, so to any lady watching this, to understand like what sex is from a guy's point of view. So like air is everywhere. Air is awesome. It's everywhere, in every single place, everywhere you go. And water, before you can find water, is like in a bottle, in the ocean, in the river, in the bathroom. Water is everywhere too, but it's not like air. Air is way more than water. So the urge for a guy wanting to have sex is like air, everywhere. It's every single place. You cannot run away from it. It's like it's like everywhere. So that's how the sex urge for a guy is. It's like action. One, two, three, action. Like, and guys are always moved by what they see, so that's why there's always issues with like how a girl should dress and da 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 da, and people just go on and on and on and on and on and like that. But or what you feed your eyes, like as a guy, most especially, like, hey, be careful what you feed your eyes, because once you get yourself on high libido, that's one of the ways to describe it. Like, you guys get yourself on and you have to take care of it. Like, how am I as a guy taking care of like the on switch, and as a girl, sex is like, to them, is like the availability of water. I mean, like, water is everywhere, but it's not as available as air. Like, I'm not saying girls don't want to have sex or are not frantic about sex or don't care for sex. They do, but it's like water. It's not everywhere, but it is available. So that's how it is. That's my definition today. So as we go on, let's just say just a simple prayer. Look, real quick. Dear Lord, we thank you for your goodness and your mercy and your loving kindness. And Lord, as we just dive into your word and just talk about the sexual purity thing and how to be sexually pure as a Christian brother and sister, give us the grace and the ability to understand and be able to fight. Amen. So first things first, I'm going to read First Corinthians chapter 10. Verse 13, it says, there hath no temptation taken you but such as in common to man, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way of escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So God will not tempt you beyond your capacity. He will not give you more than what you can handle. Usually, like, when people hear I'm a virgin by 25, never had sex, I've never been in love, and all those kind of things, you're like, oh my gosh, like, how did you do it? Like, that's impossible. Most especially as a guy, like, you need to see me in the circle of guys. You're like, sometimes some people even conclude I am gay, like, because it's unheard of. Like, how can you be sexually pure? And it's like, what do you do? Even it's hard in Christian faith for Christian guys. It's like, oh my gosh, people make that kind of funny face, and it's like, there's a way around it. God will not give you more than what you can handle. According to the scripture read, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13, like he gave us as men. That's why they call us men. That's what they call us men, or a man, whichever way context you want to put it in. It's like we are meant to face adversity. We are meant to face the impossible, the crazy things. And one of the crazy things is this thing called sexual purity. One of the crazy things is this thing called the horny thing, how to fight sexual temptation, how to be like, okay, I just watched this movie or something like that, and boom, I think I want to have sex, or I feel like having sex, and should I go and masturbate, or should I go call this girl, or should I go do this, or should I go do that? Like, those are the fights you have to fight. Those are the things you have to do. Like, do you feed it? Do you starve it? What do you do? So I'll walk you through what I do. So when I was 15 and this puberty thing was happening, I was like, woohoo, hormones were coming in, and I was having, as a guy, erections. Like, well, you wake up in the morning, you see something, you read something, you listen to something, and boom, erection, emotions. You're like, whoa, and you're a Christian, and like the first thing you want to do is like, you see, this is one of the things too I like to address. Is like when we're like growing up as a kid, like the previous generation always taught us sexual education in the sense of, this is, you're a boy, you're a girl, you have to be, you always want to have sex, it's puberty, it's your hormones, this is what happens during sex, this is what the consequences is before marriage if you have sex, okay, da 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 da. They explain all those kind of things, but they never equip you to how to fight and how to be sexually pure and how to be how to be, have this purity lifestyle. They never equip you. They literally don't. And when once you go off rail, get a girl pregnant, or you start having sex and you're living waywardly, they begin to judge you and like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Like, nobody really equips you. No one really tells you the struggle is bad. No one tells you like, oh my gosh, it's going to be horrible as a guy. Like, let me literally tell you, except you go to the doctor to take care of yourself and like cut it off, it's gonna be hard. But usually, scientifically speaking, if you were born as a guy and you well, it's a science thing. Like, if you're born as a guy and you grow up and you go and, let's say, castrate yourself at the age of 15, you always still mentally, you're trained to always feel erotic like once you see the opposite sex, so it won't even work. Technically, it won't really work, except to do it from birth. So back to the whole course. So like, no one really equips you and tells you what to do, how to do, what to do, all those kind of things. So you're in trouble. So 15, 16, I told God, could you please take this thing away? Like, God, like literally, your homeboy needs help. Could you take away this sensation, this I see a cute girl and I want to sleep with her, this thing, you gotta take it away, this thing of like, oh, I think I'm in love, and the first thing about love is like, and once we were 13, 14, another thing the previous generation failed to teach us was how to be in a relationship without having sex. They didn't. All we learned from rhythm and blues and all the hip-hop songs was catch her, sleep with her, have a good time. Me and you on a Friday night, taking everything off, yeah. Yeah, nobody taught us like, okay, what to do as a teenager when you find yourself in love, Everything we saw, or the movies we saw, or the TV shows we saw. Orange County was one of the shows that was playing when I was growing up. Gossip Girl, all those kind of shows. What we see is kissing and sleeping around. Like, no one taught us. So Christian people didn't know what to do. All we knew that the law was this: sex before marriage is wrong. Boom, that's all we knew. But we did not know what to do. Like, okay, I'm in love, I'm not a robot, I'm in love, like, what do I do with this thing? So I prayed to God to like, God, I think you should just take it away, so when I'm ready for marriage, you would bring it back so I can have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So that was like one of my prayers, and God was like, no, son, it doesn't work like that. The reason why you got that thing going on is like so you can find one, because if you don't have that kind of thing going up and down in you, you actually will like not even chase the opposite sex, you know. And again, God also told me one time, like, reason why He has us, like, especially as a guy, crave sex, want to have sex, needs sex, is because to keep the human race going, you just need that Kickstarter. You just need that Kickstarter. Like, you need something to always keep going. Like, that's the only way human race can keep going. So like, if the guys are like, no, when I get married, and so many men would not be married. Like, if only when they get married, that's when they want to feel like having sex. Yeah, so many people won't get married because one of the things, scientifically speaking, one of the things the hormones cause, the erotic hormones cause, is to make you find the opposite sex attractive. You just find the opposite sex attractive, you find your dislikes and likes, and you find out, oh, she's cute, she's the one I want to settle with. And the girl is like, he's handsome, he's a man, he's the one I want to settle. And they marry and they have kids. Boom, shala. So that's one of the reasons why God gave it to us. But at the same time, it feels like a curse and a blessing. Like, yes, it's a blessing. Like, I get to have my own kids, I get to have a family, I get to even enjoy the beauty of sex, which is like also like a worship to God. That's another way some people describe it: sex in marriage, beautiful worship to God. So like, I get to enjoy all these beautiful things, and why am I having to struggle with it outside, like before marriage? Like, why is this fight going on? Why am I struggling with all this? I'll do a whole separate video for you and to know why God gave you these things to struggle with. But really, according to scripture, God will not give you more than what you can handle. So how I survived it, let's get down to the basics, is this. Number one is I had a deeper relationship with God. Like, I drew closer to God. At the age of like 17, 18, I went to the seminar, went to this place, and they told us like all the entertainment songs and movies you're watching, most of them were like, they're all cultic and da 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 da, and they're trying to get you into hell, and they sold their soul to make money and fame, and stop following them. So I was like, my mind was like robot, like because they were serving the devil and I was serving Christ, and I didn't want anything to interfere with my relationship with Christ. I just did away with those people. Like, I was like, boom, get out of the way, no more of this worldly music. And I picked up Christian stuff. Then I started a band. But in the midst of it all, leaving the world to chase Christ helped my content, helped me as a person. So like, when I was in college, I remember like guys would be like talking about this girl and her curves and the way she is, and I didn't find it so, what's the word, like, I could not understand what they were saying. Let me put it that way. They would describe this girl. Oh man, did you see her butt? Man, she's like big, she's like round like this, and man. And I'm like, I look at the same girl and I see her as a girl, I see her as a woman, I see her as a beautiful person, but they see her as like, because of what I've been feeding myself and what they have been feeding themselves. Like, I spent my time reading the Bible, praying. I started a band. Like I said, when I left the world alone, my relationship with God got stronger, and He made me a leader to lead a band. And I started leading this band of guys, and we were making Christian music. We sang with big guys in Nigeria. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome. But my relationship with God got stronger. I was reading the Bible in a year. Things were like boom, 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 pow. Like, things were so authentic. Like, I enjoyed my relationship with God, and I kept on fueling, and my inner man just kept getting stronger and stronger, spiritually stronger. Like, in the Bible, it says in Galatians chapter 6 verse 79, it says, whatever you sow in the flesh, you reap in the flesh. Whatever you sow in the spirit, you reap in the spirit. God is not mocked. So what does that mean? It just means like, and Jesus says, if you sow 1, you reap 10, and you reap in tenfolds. So if you sow in the flesh, like you sleep with one girl, you're gonna end up sleeping with multiple girls. If you fight this and you sow in the spirit realm, and you're like, I'm gonna keep myself clean and fight this fight, and I fight and I don't sleep with one girl, I'll be able to save it till marriage. Like, the Spirit of God will help you since you're like sowing into the Spirit. So my relationship with God helped me. Being filled with the Spirit of God helped me to see women as women, helped me to see girls as girls. Like, there was this one time where at a show, and it was it's called no, it's like baseball for girls. It was a college game, softball and softball. Yeah, so the girls were playing and they were all wearing their pants. They were wearing their pants, and obviously their calves were showing. And these guys were just looking at it and they were just talking. Oh my gosh, look at the girls! And I said, those are babies. Like those are like my baby sisters. Like I cannot talk about them like that. Like the thing is this. Like once you always fill your mind with horrible stuff like worldly music, worldly movies. You're watching, like I had to change a whole lot of stuff I was watching, like Game of Thrones, 50 Shades of whatever it was. It's not my kind of thing. Like I didn't fuel myself. I had to stop watching I used to watch Game of Thrones like season 1, 2 or something like that. Then I was like boom, I was on fire. I was like I wanted to have sex after some episodes in Game of Thrones. Like I wanted to, I no seriously, I wanted to have sex, like boom, like I was on fire, I was fueling and things like that. And yeah, I was like, yeah, this Game of Thrones gotta go. It's not helping me. It's not pointing me to the right direction. So I just trusted in God and God just helped me. So it fueled my inner man. I kept filling it with like Christian stuff. So look, when I see people talk about like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and they see them as, ooh, cute, sexy girl, because 15, 16-year-old girls, especially the one who just bloom early, oh, they're so like, ooh, cute and sexy. I'm like, that's my baby sister. That's because I'm a youth leader. I've been a youth leader for like a couple years now. Since I was technically about 16, 17, I've been a youth leader. Like I've led cancel girls and cancel boys and all those kind of things. So like when I see a young girl, I'm like, that's like my baby sister that I can cancel and like talk to and help with, and I can't see her as a sex object. Like pornography and all these things train your mind to see people, to see girls, for girls to see boys and for boys to see girls as sex objects, or that kind of thing. And it trains your mind. Like a boy now or a man now thinks in his mind that a cute sexy girl, skinny, that's what beauty is. That's what beauty is. That's someone they want to have sex with, or someone with six packs and blah 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 blah. Is someone that it just trains your mind to always think of someone, to just think of someone to be a sexual object. That's what pornography, that's what the worldly sex culture does. So my mind is not like that, was not like that. I'm not saying I don't have struggles. There are times when, like, one of the things like I talk to with my accountability partners is like, one time I had issues with just dealing with people. The funniest thing was I didn't have issues dealing with girls when they wear their swimsuits, like the ones where their butt cheeks would be there. Didn't care. It was just like when I saw girls with like in shorts, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Because I think I started going to the gym, my testosterone levels were like up to the roof. I became muscular, like boom, you can see the muscle here. Going to the gym here and there. I didn't care for girls like that, but it was just like when they were in shorts, it was like something just went off. And I prayed and God just helped me, healed me, getting better. But I'm not still saying like there are no struggles here and there. There are some things you just listen to. There's some things you just hear. There's some some things that just go on. Like I said, sex for a guy is like air. You just have to control it. But God has helped me through the whole process. He has given me grace. He has given me strength. He has empowered me with so much. And I'm so grateful. And I pray that you guys should just learn one thing from here is this. You can fight this good fight of faith if you hold on to God. Like He did not give you a fight beyond you. He did not give you something you cannot handle. And this sexual temptation and the sexual immorality and the thing going on around you and the sexual temptation you're facing and the horniness that you have to fight is not something that's beyond you. People are winning. I'm winning. There are a whole lot of people who have won the fight. One of the people I follow online, Jamie Grace, she has been single. She never dated anybody. Like she had never been in a relationship with anybody. And the one person she dated, she courted the guy for 5 months. They courted for 5 months and they got married, and sexually pure, and your list goes on. The girls that run Girl Defined Ministries too. Awesome. I mean, there's so many people online, in church, everywhere. One of the things I'll tell you to do is follow people who are are not afraid to talk about sexual purity and they're out there, it encourages you as a person. It encourages you to like, oh boom, I'm gonna be stay safe and clean and like things like that. So the Spirit of God kept me clean. I would not lie. The struggle is real. I get the boom, the erections here and there. The struggle is real. One of the things, like I said, I did, Spirit of God helped me so much. Another thing I do constantly is like when I'm close with God, He gives me a lot of activities to do. Like I go golfing, go watch movies. One of the most important things, I travel. Like God just takes me places. We have to travel down here to preach the gospel, like share tracks. At the same time, I go and see different cities. Like my timeline, my list of things is filled. My list of to-do list is filled with a lot of things to do. So my mind is occupied. I go to the gym, I exercise. When I come back at night, I'm like burnt out, I am tired, my mind is not thinking of this and that and that. So I like have a good time, spend time, go out, watch good clean movies, make sure my movies are like clean movies. Like 2 movies I watched was Peter the Rabbit and Israel Roman Esquire, Denzel Washington movie. Really good, affected my Christian faith. I'm not someone who just watch any kind of movies. I take my time to make sure they're clean, clear, good for the heart and things like that. So things like that. Put a lot of activities, talk with people. This sexual culture, this sex culture has really affected people in such a way they cannot even have opposite sex. They cannot have close friends who are of the opposite sex. Like you cannot be close to a girl. You must just feel like you must kiss her, have sex with her, or something like that. They just can't. It's becoming hard that way, which is so stupid and dumb. So God has really blessed me that way. So have friends, have people, have accountability partners. Like have a Christian friend that you're like, man, I'm tired, help me out, go to church, pray about it. Like go to a pastor or a leader, someone out there, and just pour out your heart. I'm struggling with masturbation, I'm struggling with pornography, I'm struggling with these things. I don't know what's going on in my mind, and most of us like pray about it, fast about it. That thing helps. I fasted and I prayed about certain issues in my life. So that's those are the top 2 things I can tell you that helped me, and why I'm not always horny, why I'm not always thinking about sex. Like one of them, my spiritual life, my spiritual walk with God, filled with the Spirit of God, not always thinking about it. 2, activities. Like if you follow me on Instagram, especially my Instagram stories, you just see activities upon activities. I'm here today, I'm there tomorrow. I'm doing photo shoots for my Instagram page because I preach Christian stuff. I'm like, hey, let's do some professional photos. Spend your time, invest your time and your money. I go cycling, I go just fun things. Like keep on filling your time with fun things to do, so you're just not dumbfounded and find yourself in a spot of like, oh, I'm bored, what do I do as a Christian now, life is boring, and all you do is think about sex, because that's the only fun thing to do, and drugs and alcohol. So I would just encourage you to hold on, trust God. God bless. See you later. Bye. I love you guys. So let's just pray real quick. Dear Lord, we thank you for your goodness and your mercy. Thank you for all what you have done for us. Thank you for giving us the strength to keep it real in the faith. Give us the power to fight the sexual battle. Give us the grace. Give us the strength. Give us the ability to always stay clean and pure. Amen.